Hello and welcome to US Daily Bulletin YouTube channel. While the Ukrainian armed forces continue to operate in the region, the war legend, Bheraktar TB2, continues to inflict new blows on the Russian army on a daily basis. This Turkish-made Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicle, which has been causing major problems for Russian forces from the beginning of the battle, has fundamentally altered the direction of the conflict. Before the invasion, 35 Bheraktar TB2s had arrived in Ukraine, and the Ukrainian military forces had finished training in the use of this epic unmanned aerial vehicle, but Russia had yet to meet the Ukrainian Bheraktar TB2. In reality, the Russian army entered Ukrainian territory and began the invasion effort with air attacks and bombardments before continuing with a significant military assault. US and British intelligence had been warned of a likely Russian strike on Ukraine months before the war began. This plainly demonstrated that the Russian army had been planning for this attack for a long time, and the simultaneous Russian strikes that began in the air, land, and water at Putin's command were the clearest evidence of this. However, there were a few surprises in the region, the most significant of which was Bheraktar TB2's greater operational support and assault power. With his strong punch, the Ukrainian Bheraktar TB2 slammed the Russian ground soldiers' armor. Beraktar, the Ukrainian Sky Star, initially destroyed a Russian tank, which Russia claimed was an error. According to a report and photographs provided by the Ukrainian armed forces, the TB2 destroyed several tanks and armored vehicles, but in the early days of the conflict, the Bheraktar TB2 had to destroy a Russian air defense system in order to mature, which it accomplished, according to a report and photographs. Bheraktar TB2 had definitely destroyed a Russian air defense system, and Bheraktar TB2 was now a nightmare for the Russian army. On June 3, the Ukrainian Armed Forces Northern Operations Command published the most recent operational photographs of Bheraktar TB2. The Bheraktar TB2 tank was shown in the public film, destroying the T-72 tank, one of Russia's most powerful tanks in the Kharkiv region. The efficacy of Ukraine's Bheraktar TB2s was demonstrated once again with this strike. According to Bheraktar TB2's operational data, they destroyed approximately 1,000 pieces of military equipment and targets across 3 continents: Asia, Europe, and Africa. More than half of this success is known to have occurred in Ukraine. In approximately the last 3.5 months, Ukraine's Bheraktar TB2 is said to have destroyed over 500 pieces of Russian military equipment and munitions. The Ukrainian army claims that the Ukrainian Bheraktar TB2 destroyed at least 5 Russian military ships, dozens of Russian tanks and hundreds of armored vehicles, 3 command centers, 10 air defense systems, 9 helicopters, 2 trains, a communication center, and a slew of other unidentified targets. Furthermore, Bheraktar TB2s, which offer operational assistance in reconnaissance and target identification, serve as the Ukrainian artillery unit's eyes and ears. The TB2 attracted particular notice during cooperative operations performed by Ukrainian artillery brigades employing the US-made M777 155 cm howitzer. As a result, Bheraktar TB2s have become somewhat of a sensation in the Ukrainian army. An epic was written for TB2, songs were sung, and the Bheraktar TB2 is a very significant and useful airplane. It is even less expensive than its counterparts in the United States and Israel. Bheraktar TB2 is only as excellent as it needs to be and delivers exactly what its consumers want. There are only around 5 million TB2s at the moment, and one of them may damage or destroy a $300 million air defense system. It's up to you to determine the TB2's worth to Ukraine and the damage it caused the Russian military, but I can only state that Ukraine probably utilized 5 dozen, if not more, TB2s. It is unknown how many were shot down by Russia. However, even if 50 were shot down, the total cost of all of them is less than the cost of one. Ukraine possesses a Russian flagship worth $750 million. His Western friends have already begun raising cash to acquire and supply Bheraktar TB2s to Ukraine in support of the country. Lithuania was a trailblazer in this area, reaching an arrangement with the baker. Lithuanians raised $6 million in 3 days. However, the Turkish business honored this decision by announcing that it had given Bheraktar TB2 as a gift, with the request that the money gathered by Lithuanian nationals be returned to Ukraine. As humanitarian relief, Ukrainian Bheraktar TB2s shattered numerous preconceptions on the battlefields and significantly altered current fighting tactics. Bheraktar TB2 and other similar animals look like they are now destroyable. In this situation, special note should be made of Bheraktar TB2C activities because, for the first time in naval combat history, Bheraktar TB2 demonstrated to the entire world that Navy ships could be defeated by a drone. The Turkish-made Bheraktar TB2 drone has recently gained sympathy and attention after being implicated in Ukraine's loss of the Russian Black Sea flagship Moskva and 4 Russian Raptor patrol boats. According to Ukrainian officials, the Bheraktar TB2 destroyed 5 Russian naval ships in the Black Sea. Aside from the destruction of these ships, Bheraktar TB2s played a key role in nearly every action at sea. It diverted the attention of the ship that was sinking Moskva, and it was not attacked by a ship with greater armament than Moskva, and it fled the area safely. It also made a name for itself by striking Russian military targets and air defense installations on Snake Island. This elevated his standing over all other drones. Of course, there are many more powerful drones in the world's military inventory than Bheraktar TB2 in the United States. China, the United Kingdom, the Russian Federation, and Israel, and others in a class similar to TB2 may have accomplished the same achievement. However, as previously stated, TB2s are far less expensive than their competitors, and Baker Technology describes the TB2 as the finest in their class. This is due to a variety of factors. Of course, the cost of TB2's flight time range is laser-guided missiles. Its simplicity of use, invisibility to the adversary, and the most crucial frontline experience, its multifaceted operational usage, are all advantages. Many characteristics of TB2's assaults are reflected in them. As employed by Ukraine, this unmanned aerial vehicle can perform admirably in a variety of missions. It has the ability to function as a communication relay, jammer sensor, target designator, and decoy. It is capable of gathering intelligence, conducting surveillance, and conducting reconnaissance missions. Despite its limited speed and range, the drone is a useful tool. In truth, the tale of Bheraktar TB2 is a multi-continental one. Bheraktar destroyed approximately 1,000 targets in Ukraine, Azerbaijan, and Libya, where TB2 shone out and TB2 repeatedly showed its superiority on the front lines. Although Turkey uses the TB2 heavily against dissidents like the PKK, the drone has been sold to at least 13 other nations and has been used effectively in Syria, Libya, and the Nagorno-Karabakh war between Armenia and Azerbaijan, particularly in Nagorno-Karabakh. Hundreds of TB2s held by Azerbaijan were destroyed. Azerbaijan obtained a crucial edge in the battle thanks to Russian-supplied Armenian armored vehicles. Azerbaijan's Order of Honor was bestowed upon Bheraktar TB2's producer, accountable, and principal engineer Selçuk Bheraktar. Bheraktar TB2's Fury was first subjected to Bheraktar TB2's Fury in Armenia, where its efficacy was experienced firsthand. That is why Putin has constantly spoken out against Turkey, deploying TB2 to Ukraine and warning Turkey. In this context, Russia attempted to exert significant pressure on the Turkish administration. However, Turkey defied Russian pressure by stating that Baker Defense is a private firm and that the government cannot interfere with its commercial operations. Russia could not afford to further sever ties with Turkey, which does not now impose diplomatic sanctions on itself and nevertheless feels obligated to remain an ally in many locations. During his visit to Turkey, Turkey's closure of its airspace to Russian military planes has also become a prominent agenda item. Today, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov asked his Turkish colleague, Mevlut Cavusoglu, to allow access to its airspace for Russian combat and transport planes. Turkey has played and will continue to play an important part in the Ukrainian war, both in terms of Bheraktar TB2s and in establishing the political peace atmosphere. So far, the most important talks between Russia and Ukraine have always taken place in Turkey, and it is certain that this will continue in the future.